will provide a valuable opportunity for us students to get a guidance and improve our leadership skills. As Dr. Ismael once said, young people must understand that it is high time for them to step out of their professional comfort zone and take full charge of their lives. After all, success is assured when you adopt a few rules of discipline and make it a habit. Thank you for your kind attention, and I wish you a fruitful session. I will leave the floor to Dr. Ismael Essackjee now. Thank you.
Thank you, lots organizers, and I think you're a team of three. And it is indeed a pleasure for me to be sharing few insights for maybe about leadership and maybe about success as well today. And actually, I got this opportunity to learn about leadership maybe 4 years back, and it has been like a tremendous change in my life. So it is you have pinpointed maybe one of the best maybe topics that we need to discuss with you, young maybe student or young people who have just completed your studies and so on, or have just joined the workforce. So this is one of the maybe more important, like it can act as a catalyst for your success, for your career afterwards. So it's a very nice topic. I'm going to share maybe some of the topics which are going to be like can completely change your life after that. Okay, so let's get started. I'm admitting people as they are arriving in the meantime. Maybe if I can make use a co-host, let me just check. You can take care of these then. Here you are. It's moving too quickly. Okay, anyway, it's going to appear in front of me. So let's get started for you having here on time. Our topic today is about leadership. Okay, and basically I'm going to just maybe introduce myself. I'm Dr. Ismael. You can call me Ismael. No need for you to be so formal with me. I'm actually an engineer at the Central Electricity Board, but I'm also like a certified coach, trainer, and speaker for the John Maxwell team. So I'm emphasizing on the being a John Maxwell team member today. Why? Because I'm going to use some of the learning, some of the important topics which you have learned. Maybe let's call that the laws that we have learned as a John Maxwell maybe platform to be able to share. I'm going to put it in the context of Mauritius as well as for students. Okay, when you join the John Maxwell team, when you read John Maxwell book, it's quite general. Okay, but what I've tried that I've put it in the local context for you to understand it. I'm going to share some stories. I'm going to make it as easy as possible for you to digest. And you have my contact details, my email address, and my mobile phone and my website as well. You can reach out to me anytime afterwards. So before starting, let's have a look at some ground rules. Okay. Housekeeping. Every participant basically when they're joining, they need to be on mute to avoid any clashes, any maybe voice issues. You can ask questions in the chat box, and maybe later, if our friend here can just maybe compile a list of questions as they are appearing in the chat box, we can review that maybe at the end. But if you have like a pressing question during the course of the maybe the presentation itself, okay, if you see that it is right time for you to ask question, you can always unmute yourself, present you, and then ask the question. And I'm admitting a few more people. The session is being recorded with your permission, and I will make it available. I'm going to put the recording on YouTube, and then I'm going to share the link with you. You can view it later as well, because I've condensed lots of information for you, which I feel so important that I cannot like remove them from the list. But you may not be able to digest it first. It may be slightly maybe cumbersome for let me just check what's happening to the audio. So please mute yourself if you are not. Okay, I've muted a few people. Okay, and it may happen that the internet connection gets disconnected, but it will reconnect automatically. So no need for you to log off or log on again. It happens maybe around 10:30 or 11. Basically, we have a high usage at this time, and it may get maybe jumped, but don't worry, it's just going to be We are just going to be connected again. Okay, ground rules done. Let's get to the topic now. So kickstart, our topic of today is kickstart your leadership journey. Okay, what are we going to discuss? First of all, it's going to be define leadership. So leadership is a big word. Okay, we may be having different definition of leadership. Okay, but I'm going to define it from the perspective that I've learned it, and it is more applicable in everyday life. Okay, we're going to define leadership. What is the difference between leadership and maybe management as well? I'm going to share my point of view about this leadership issue. Okay, next, I'm going to talk about growth. Okay, personal growth mainly in terms of law of intentionality, law of design, goal setting, very important, and then law of environment. Then after that, we are going to discuss about communication. So communication is maybe a common denominator to various maybe skills that you need. So basically, to be able to find success, to be successful in your career, most students, they try to focus on the technical side. That is a hard skill. Learning about maybe what they are learning at the university, hard skills, the academic side. But ultimately, when they go into the career, 85% of success is attributed to soft skills and not to hard skills. Hard skills are important to get you the certificate, to get you a job, okay, to make you pass the interview. But then for you to be able to succeed in your career, where you are working, you need 85% of soft skills. So we are going to discuss about communication. It's a common denominator. It forms part of leadership. It forms part of so many things. I think tomorrow we are having another session on presentation skills. We are going to discuss another facet of communication as well over there. So we're going to have a look at law of connection, how to connect with people, serving people. Okay, leadership is not to assume like a bigger role where you can impose things on people. It's about, on the contrary, it is about serving people. We are going to have a look at that. The generation gap, we need to understand what is meant by the generation gap. Understanding, yes, but then how do we manage? What is our option when we are dealing with the issue of generation gap? And then still within communication, we are going to have a look at listening skills. What can we do to improve our listening? Fourth thing, we are going to discuss about time management. Okay. And in there, we are going to have a look at the pickle jar theory. And that's what we call posasol. Okay, manifestasol. So you are going to help us because I need some help on how to prepare pickles. The lion tamer. Okay, beautiful example. Maybe one of the best thing which can, maybe theories which can explain the time management issue. And then we're going to have a look at Pareto principle, one of the most maybe powerful laws when it comes to time management or every different time. It can be applied across various fields. Lastly, this is where we're going to get started. Okay, so basically it's like difficult to understand because we have completed it. Should be like closing remarks or conclusion, but this is where we are going to get started. I'm sharing different ideas with you, and then I'm going to show you how you can use all of these to really get started in your leadership journey. Okay, so we are going to learn about law of pain and then dealing with failures, which are realities of life. Okay, let's start with our first topic, which is about leadership. Okay, there is a saying that says, okay, congratulations, you are born a leader. Okay, or is it possible that you become a leader later on? Which is which? Are you born a leader, or leaders can be made? Okay, so both are true. Why? Because let's have a look at the different skills that made up leadership. We have discussed around 4 here. In this session, we're going to discuss about 4, but there are different additional attributes like communicate. Let's take a look at communication. It can be like your presence, okay? How you're speaking to people. There are some people based on the genes, maybe, okay, maybe the environment that they are growing in, they already have these maybe skills in them. Okay, we are going to have a look at law of the environment to be able to understand why this is so. So there are some people who are, when being born, okay, when taking birth, they already have some of these skills within the environment, which are going to make it possible for them to act as a leader later on. However, there are some, basically, they don't have this environment where you have leadership, you have good communication skills, you learn from your peers and so on. But still, leadership is made up of different sets of skills which can all be learned. If you see me like this today, I'm actually a super timid. Okay. But for me to be able to go from where I was as a super timid guy, when I was speaking, no one could hear me, no one could understand me, and hopefully today you are able to understand me, hopefully. So how I am been able to go from where I was to where I wanted to be and where I am today. But I'm not there yet. I'm still work in progress, but I'm working my way towards how I can become better, maybe as a leader, as a better communicator or public speaker. Okay, so leadership, yes, there are some people who are born, who are gifted with some of the skills, some of the attributes of being a good leader. Okay, but still, if you're not born a leader as such, if you're coming from a different environment as me, then you can learn the skills. That's a very good news for you. You can learn the skill and become a very good leader later on. That's why we are here today. Oops, let's proceed. So there's a saying which says, I think most probably you should have seen a bit about that on the net, on Facebook and so on. There's a boss, there's a leader. So what is the difference? Everyone wants to become a leader. Okay, not the boss, because the boss is like bossy. He's going to force people to do work, while the leader is more as a cool guy, okay, who's going to say, okay, let's do that and so on. It's true. Okay, so basically we can call it the difference between management and leadership. So the boss is here to make things move. We're going to see the definition just after that. But for the time being, let's have a look at some of these differences that are being said. The boss he's going to drive employees. Okay, go do that. While the coach is going to, not the coach, but the leader, he's going to coach people. He's going to remain with his people and he's going to teach them how to go about. He's going to work with his people. Okay, let's try another one. I think let's have a look at the last one. The boss is going to say, go and do that. While the leader will say, let's go. It's only in the tone, it's only in the words you are using. Okay, go do that. And why not? Let's go do that. Okay, now this is the boss and the leader. Still, you can apply these at home as well. Let's say you are a parent and you say to your kids, go, I'll faire devoir. I'll faire the devoir. So it is like imposing, like the boss who is saying something to his employees. But then if you tell your kids, I'll faire devoir, okay, let's go and do the work. When it says let's, it is like subconsciously everything changes in the attitude, in the understanding of this person on the other side. So these are small things that you can use to move from being a boss and being a leader. These are a few tips for you. Okay, now a better definition for me, this is how I explain it to youngsters about what is the difference between a manager and a boss. Okay, so both the manager and the leader has a, on l'appelle hang and flambeau, okay, have fire in his hand. The manager, he's going to put it under you and make you work. Okay, if you have this flame under you, definitely you're going to run and do the work. This is the role of the manager. This is a tool that he's going to use. While the leader, what is he going to do? He's going to work with you and use this flame to light up the atmosphere and show you the path, maybe in a dark tunnel. This is a difference. They both have like a fire and flambeau de l'armée, but they're going to use that different. This is another way you can explain the difference between management, or manager, and leadership, or a leader. Now, from that, let's go for a more formal definition of management. So management, okay, this is what I've written. Management is a process of getting someone else to do things you want done. So you want things to be done. Maybe you want to have some financial report, but you don't do it. You are the boss, you are manager. You will request someone else to do the job for you. So management is a process, or it can be using processes as well. Here we're talking about people's business, like we're dealing with people. It can also be maybe using it can be processor like system, or here we are talking about people. So I'm going to look for someone who is going to do the job. Okay, in the process of getting someone else to do things you want, and I want to do that, but I'm going to request you to do that for me. This is management. Okay, and then what is leadership? Leadership is an art. It's not a science, it's an art of getting someone else to do things, practically the same as management. So getting someone else to do things you want done, I want to do it. I'm going to maybe ask someone to do that, but it's not going to be, let's continue, because they want to do it. They're not going to do it because I'm imposing that on them. It is, on the contrary, people want to do it for you. Okay, this is a difference. Okay, leadership is the art of getting someone else to do things you want done because they want to do it. So the intention around it has changed. Isn't it interesting now? So this is the definition of leadership. If this is a definition of leadership, but how can we measure leadership? How can we say, okay, this is a good leader, this is like an average leader, this is a very bad leader also? So do we have a measure of leadership? Here we're going to get the definition of John Maxwell, who states that the true measure of leadership is influence. Nothing more, nothing less. As clear as that. So influence, how much influence can you have on some people, on a group, on your family, on yourself, okay, is going to define your leadership. Are you a leader? Okay, what type of leader are you? This is going to be maybe defined by the influence you have on the group. Let's proceed. Okay, so if influence is leadership, or is leadership is influence, how can I increase my influence then? First of all, through communication. Second, building trust, so people trust you. Okay, we are going to see all of these along the course of this webinar, and see how we can improve these. If communication, if we build on our communication, we become a better communicator. As we said, communicator is not only someone who is blah, 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 who is able to communicate. It's about listening as well. Don't forget. Okay, it's about listening as well. And let me just put this on the other side. People are coming in. Okay. So trust, building trust. So when you're speaking, people are going to trust you. Connecting with people. How do we connect? Okay, what is connection? It's not only adding your friend on Facebook or on LinkedIn. How are we connecting physically with people? Okay, we are going to have a look at that as well. Respect, respecting people. I'm your leader. That's not going to be like that. We need to respect people, their opinion as well. Okay, even though our opinion is converse to what they are saying, is completely different, 180 degrees apart, but we need to respect the opinion of others. And then we need to add value to others. This is a primary role of a leader. We are going to see, we have 5 levels of leadership after that. How can you go up on this ladder? Maybe if you add value, is going to go up quite easily for you. Add value. This is what I'm doing here. You will also see in my tags on Facebook, whenever I'm doing something free, I hashtag add value. Okay, that is, I'm adding value to people. Okay, I'm giving you maybe my things which have taken maybe 3-4 years to learn, to be able to understand. I'm giving that to you maybe in 1 hour or so. It may happen that you don't understand fully what I'm saying. You don't need to. You only need to pick one idea to be successful today. No need to pick 10, 15 ideas. I may be sharing 20 ideas with you, mind-changing, life-changing ideas. But for you, just pick only one. That will be sufficient for you to start changing your life. Okay, so we said that there are 5 levels of leadership. Okay, basically we start with level 1, which says rights. So people follow you because they have to. If you have joined an organization and you are appointed manager, so definitely if you ask someone, bring me a cup of tea, they will go and bring you a cup of tea because you have given like a command. Let's say it's like a command. It's their duties to respond to you. Okay, since people are going to abide to your decision, to your commands, because on their hierarchy, you are above them. So it is level 1. So there's no basically very low level of leadership. Level 2 is based on relationship. Now you're trying to grow, okay, as a leader, and you connect with people. You're building relationship with trust and so on in between. People follow you because they want to. Now people want to follow you. They're looking forward to assist you. Number 3, based on results. You have been working for some time. You have been providing results, performance. People now are going to follow you because of what you have done for the organization. Okay, you have been maybe bringing lots of clients for the organization. You have been maximizing profit and so on. So you have provided results, and then people are going to go one step above. So your leadership is going to be on level 3. Level 4, slightly different, difficult to achieve. Okay, basically we are 1, 2, 3, but let's have a look at level 4, people development. People follow you because of what you have done for them. So you're going to see leadership, you're going to touch the heart of people. And when you have touched the heart of people, you don't expect something in return. Okay, you need to do that like independent of any return that you're looking for. No need for you to think about that. You just help people independently. As anyone looking for help, you just help. So you're going to help. This is people's development. Helping is about training, advising, counseling, and so on. So people follow you because of what you have done for them. Okay, this is another level, quite difficult. It's going to come in time. It's not like you're just going to move around very quickly. And then we have the pinnacle, the respect part. It is the highest grade of leadership. People follow you because of who you are and what you represent. So this is maybe Mahatma Gandhi. This is the highest, maybe summum of what can be done in terms of leadership. Okay, what you have, or what you represent. You represent a brand. You represent maybe a leadership figure. Okay, it can be Mahatma Gandhi. It can be maybe the Lady Di as well. Okay, it depends on what perspective you're having a look at that. So develop the 5 levels of leadership and become an effective leader. Okay, now since we have developed these 5 levels of leadership, it may happen that with some people you are on level 1, while with others you're on level 3. It can happen. You don't need to be on level 1 throughout. It can be maybe in a position that you are working at, you may be at level 1, but then in other situations you're on level 2 or level 3. It's going to change different, maybe with respect to different environments that you are considering. Okay, so you see the theoretical part. Let's go into the practical part now. Let's talk about growth. Okay, personal growth. Questions for you. I'm going to check if the chat is working now. Okay, you will need to answer this question in the chat. Who is responsible for your success? So actually, it's like those who answer correctly, they're going to get a big cash prize. I don't know whether the organizers has told you about that. It's a big cash prize for today for this question. So who is responsible for your success? A, the government. B, the economy. Right now, the economy is not so good. C, your parents responsible for your success. And D, your lecturers. So you have a few minutes to just answer this question. Just type it in the chat. And you can use 50-50. You can use phone a friend. You can ask your friend, or you can even ask the audience. So let me just check the chat. So write your answer now in the chat. Let me see. Anyone? A, B, C, and D. Is the chat working? So none of the answer. Wow. I think organizer, you need to start preparing your check. I'm responsible for myself. That's very good. Okay, stop here because all of them. No, not all of them. None of them. Yes. Okay, that's good. So basically, the correct answer is none of these. The correct answer is you are responsible for your success. You can't put it on the back of the government. You can't put it at the back of the economy. Okay, you can't put that on the back of your parents as well, or even your lecturers. Okay, it's so easy. Lecturer là ça. C'est pas une note particulière. Okay, li pa gen mo figure. Okay, it's not about that. It's about you. It's always about you. Okay, so let me check the chat. It's coming in. Yeah. So you are responsible for your success. Okay. Point number one for you to note. Hopefully you are noting a few things which I'm saying which are true for you, which are resonating with you. Not all which I'm going to say today is going to resonate with you, but things which you say, okay, that's a very good idea. Okay, it may trigger so many things in your life. Okay, so this is where we are going to go into the law of intentionality. Let me just move that around. Okay, so growth, that is your growth, does not just happen. It is not accidental that you grow. Yes, you are physically growing. Yes, I admit. Your nails are physically growing. You need to cut it and so on. That's true. But then your personal growth, what's happening in your mind, okay, becoming better, this does not grow automatically. Okay, so it at this point in time, you need to say, I assume that I will not automatically grow. Okay, people don't automatically grow. A tree is going to grow in height and so on. Maybe you're going to water that as well. But you're going to grow, yes, in height, physically, you're going to grow, but intellectually, okay, maybe not only intellectually, academically, intellectually, yes, okay, you need to do something for you to grow. So it's not accidental. It is intentional. So you need to know in which direction you are doing. You need to take the correct steps for you to grow into what you want to become. Okay. And then there definitely there's a question to, okay, yes, I need to grow, yes, but I don't know how to grow. That's why we are here today. We're going to show you how you can grow into becoming a better leader. Okay. And some of you may say, oh, it's not the right time. That's a very good idea, yes, but then it's not the right time. I'm going to wait for the right time. We have a slide to tell you later on when you wait for the most optimum time, what may happen. Okay, so there may be also a mistake gap. Okay, I want to grow, yes, but what if I made a mistake? Mistake is natural. We have another slide which is coming at the end where we're going to discuss about how to get started, because these are questions that are going to come in. And yes, mistakes, it's true. You can do mistakes. Okay. Or the perfection gap. I'm going to wait when I'm going to be perfect, then I'm going to learn this, I'm going to practice this. Never. It's just like public speaking. Okay. I was not so good. I was not a bad public speaker, but I'm not so good right now as well. I'm work in progress, as I said. But then you need to start. You can't just do public speaking in your mind. Okay, I'm going to open my mouth this much. I'm going to smile this much. I'm going to use my body language in this manner. You imagine it in your mind only. You can do that. Okay, you can think about how you're going to propose such an idea to the audience, but then you need to go at it, have a go at it. You need to present. It's going to be bad. You're going to have butterflies in your stomach. Then you go at it again, maybe in 1 month, you do another presentation, you go until you get better, you improve. Okay, so these are the different gaps that you need to identify. So as you said, you are responsible for your success. I'm going to share one of those powerful quotes from Jim Rohn now. For things to change, you need to change. It's not the government. When the government is going to change, I'm going to become better. No, it's not like that. For things to change, you need to change. You, yes, you, I'm speaking to you. For things to get better, you need to get better. Okay, it's not your lecturers need to get, I need to get a lecturer from Cambridge for me to get better. No, for things to get better, you have to get better. For things to improve, you have to improve. Okay, it's not about anyone else. It's about you. Good. Okay, now, okay, we understood it. Yeah, I want to change. I want to get better. I want to improve. That's good. But let's have a look at why not wait maybe for after 1 week, I'm going to get better. I'm going to start working on my craft. It's good that you are telling us, Mr. Ismael, about all these important things. It looks so good. It's good to hear and so on. But then I'm going to start maybe next year, maybe after the confinement. Let this COVID-19 issue be cleared, and then I'm going to start. Let's have a look at what is the effect of starting right now and doing small steps and maybe looking for the big job, maybe at one time I'm ready now, I'm going to have a look at it. Let's have a look. Okay, get your calculator ready. So if you do what you're doing currently, okay, you do, okay, this is what my daily routine is. I'm going to stick with that for 365 days. Okay, 1 year, 365 days, it's 1 year. Ultimately, at the end, let's say you started on the 1st of January, you are checking your balance, where you are at the end of the year. You are still at the same place. One. So it's not bad. You have not become like worse, but you have not even become better. Okay, at the end of 1 year. Let's continue. Let's say you say, je regarde Netflix, demain me faire du travail là. So, un petit kaya kaya. Okay, I'm going to maybe defer that. Let's faire des numéros là, 3 numéros, pas besoin de faire. Les autres, mon scoop coupé un peu, comme il y a 4 corners. Okay, instead of doing one was good. Okay, you turn out to be maybe okay at the end of the year. Il fait un petit peu paresse tous les jours, je dirais. Comme ça, beaucoup 5 minutes, paresse, etc. So instead of one, let's operate at 0.99. Over 1 year, okay, the cumulative effect is going to be, you're going to be at 0.03. If my calculation is wrong, just check it out for me. Okay. Now, you have seen what's happened when you go NTP. Now let's say, okay, I'm going to go out of my comfort zone. I'm going to learn to maybe push my limit slight. I don't want to go too hard again, no. I want to go slightly more than I was doing. Instead of doing 1, I'm going to be at 1.01. Let's see what is the cumulative effect at the end of the year. You have reached maybe from 1, you have gone to 37 times more. The people you were, the values that you had at the beginning of the year, you have become 37 times more valuable than you were at the beginning of the year. Isn't that interesting? It's not asking you to mountain, okay, doing big things. It's small daily improvement, which are compounded on a yearly basis. This is how you get better and better. OK? En créole, en français aussi, petit à petit, l'oiseau fait son nid. OK? You start, you do small steps every day and have a look at how it is compounded over the year. It's amazingly big. Okay? This is mathematical. Maybe some people are mathematical in nature, engineers and so on, say, I want to be able to demonstrate it, prove it. Here you are. Okay? I'm being able to prove it for you. Another example which you can use, why not wait till the end of the month and brush our teeth instead of doing it every day? Okay, Dr. Don Dentist says to brush your teeth twice a day, one in the morning, one before going to bed. No, it's a bad idea. I'm going to wait maybe at the end of the month, 31, les 30 pour là, au brosse teeth par 60 coups. It doesn't work that way. Okay, same for your growth. Sorry for the picture, okay, with it. And it's just to fatigue un peu, de s'accuser l'esprit un petit peu. Okay, so this is why it is so important to smart with your daily routine. So your daily routine is going to define your success. What you do on a daily basis is going to define your success. Let's proceed. Let's go to the law of design now. So if you want to know how to grow, okay, just to give you a few ideas, you need to do like a SWOT analysis on yourself. One idea, okay, so you have a SWOT analysis, you have the strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. So opportunities and threats are external environment which can help you or can maybe affect you, okay? But opportunities and threats are your characteristic. You can check yourself out, and then you need to be able to grow. You from your strength and weakness, you will need to know where you are currently. And next, when you're having a look at opportunities which are in the environment, where you want to be. Okay, where do you want to be? And then you can, there's a gap which is going to be created. Then you work on this gap to be able to go to the next stage. Okay, it may be a huge gap, but remember, we can work on that on a small basis. Daily routine, adding it to your daily routine is going to change your life afterwards. Just an analogy, which I use currently here. It may be a huge gap, from where you are currently to where you want to be in. I don't know if you have someone who likes to eat cheese and fromage craft. Okay, to paquet, l'emballage, you check aluminum foil, we remove the aluminum foil, and then you can eat it like that. It's difficult. Maybe you like cheese, but then you will tell me, okay, that you can eat maybe half of that chunk of cheese by slicing it in smaller pieces. Okay, then it's going to be much easier. You know, ça, on va rappeler. Fromage râpé, nous gagnons la moitié of the packet, okay, of the chunk. This is the same thing. It's a big, maybe gap, but then if you slice this into smaller, more manageable, achievable parts, you will be able to go at it. Small step, daily basis, you will be able to reach your destination. Let's have a look at law of design now. Okay, it's like the designing your life, the dy by dx of your life. If you don't design your own life plan, if you don't have any plan for your life, chances are you will fall into someone else's plan. Okay, do you have a plan for your life? Before building a house, you can't just have a plot of land and say, okay, I'm going to start building my house. Okay, commence fouiller ici, fouiller là-bas, commence pose bloc. Après, pensez mettre un garage, no? And then you do it again. No, it's not like that. It's not, life is not like trial and error. Yes, we are going to meet failures, but you know in which direction you are going. Okay, the destination is clear. You are traveling in this destination. But then, as well for your life, you need to have a plan where you are going. Else, you are going to fall into someone else's plan. Now, guess what they have planned for you? If you have fallen into someone else's plan, what they have for you? Nothing much, because they are using you as part of their plan. They are using you to build their plan, to achieve their dreams, to build their life. So they don't have much in reserve for you. Okay, that's why you need to have your own plan. Okay, so what is plan? It's not about only low education. Yes, it is an important part right now since you're a student. It is your career, religion as well. Okay, but it is, you need to factor in this in the equation. Family, maybe health, if you want to go and get married as well. Education, we mentioned about that. So all these form part of the design of your life, where what you want to achieve in 5 years time, 10 years time, 15 years time. This itself, designing and goal setting, is like another training in itself, which we can maybe have at a later stage. So as I told you, secret of your success is found in your daily routine. Let's have a short story now. I don't know who's around. Maybe Abhinav, the first name I'm seeing. Maybe Abhinav, as you know him. Okay, our friend here. He needs to come to the university. He's a university student at Redri campus. So on the left, you can see the map of Mauritius. I have tried to pin where the campus is basically roughly on this map of Mauritius. So our friend Abhinav he lives in maybe Terre Rouge area, maybe, and he needs to come to the university every day. He's late. He gets onto the bus stop. He's waiting for a bus to come to the university. Okay, the first bus which comes is going to Cap Malheureux. Does our friend Abhinav jump onto this bus or not? I'm waiting for your maybe answers in the chat box. So he wants to go to Redri campus. He's in Terre Rouge. Bus comes and it is going to Cap Malheureux. Does he jump onto the box? Yes or no? Please help our friend. I see no. Others maybe undecided. No, no, no. Okay, the no's are getting it. Yes, no. Now that's good. The answer is no. But why no? Okay, I think someone has raised a hand. Do you want to intervene? No, I think the hand is gone. So it's no, yes, definitely. Why? Because he has a destination to go to the university. Same for you. If you don't have any destination, you don't have any goal where you are going, where you want to go, the first bus which is going to come to the bus stop, you're going to jump on that. Okay, you are going to Cap Malheureux. Okay, so important for you to know what is your destination, what is your goal, what do you want to achieve. Then Comme un bis peut passer, un mauvais bis qui peut passer, pas en vient là-bas, pas en vient ici. When the correct bus is going to come, you are going to jump onto this bus. So you need to know on which bus you are going to jump. Thank you for helping our. Yes, we first of all, he should know the buses. Yes, definitely. Okay. But he needs to have a look. Okay, he's going to Redwi. He needs to look, maybe go to Port West first and then change bus to Redwi. But he knows in which direction he's going. So you know your goal, ultimate goal. Same for you in life. You need to know in which direction you want to go. It's just like, will you send an email without email address? Will the email leave your inbox, your outbox? Okay, so if you type an email, beautiful email, but then you don't, when in the component 2, you don't type in any email address, it won't leave your mailbox. That's why you need to have an address, the destination about where you are going to be able to start moving. Okay, that's very good. We had the discussion we have been having was about goal setting. Okay, let me just pin that. Okay, that's good. Okay, so before we get here you are, goal setting. So everyone wants here, yes, I want to grow. Okay, we said that I know my destination. I'm climbing the ladder of success. But then what if your ladder is leaning against the wrong wall? Instead, you're hastily trying to climb the ladder, doing so much of effort, using so much of your time, so much of money as well. You're investing in you, but then your ladder is leaning against the wrong wall. Okay, so be careful about, you need to be able to know what you want, your destination. You lean your ladder against the correct wall, then you start climbing up. So people who set goals actually are 10 times more successful than those who don't. So what is goal setting? That is what we have been doing. We know where we are, what we want to achieve. So it may be a 5-year achievement. You can break it into yearly achievement. This is what we said about the Swiss cheese technique, how you slice the cheese. We call that the Swiss cheese technique. Okay, 1 year, it's a bit complicated to follow. You can break it into monthly achievements as well. Okay, this is goal setting. Then you work to achieve it on a monthly basis. You move to the yearly, and then you are able to achieve your goal. If you set your goal correctly, you're going to be, it's not me who is saying that, it's statistic. You're going to be 10 times more successful than people who don't set goal. Okay, now some people who set New Year's resolutions, they write resolutions for the year, but let me tell you that statistics has proved that by Valentine's Day, I don't know whether this is a coincidence, it's like on the 14th of February, 80% of New Year's resolution have already failed. Okay, if you only maybe think about resolution, you write your resolution, it's not going to work. Based on it's not me who is telling that. You can have a look at the statistics on Forbes as well, they have published it. By the second week of February, okay, 80% of New Year's resolution have already been wasted. So whether will you choose to go for resolutions or proper goal setting? Now, third law, I think, yes, law of the environment. Growth thrives in conducive environment. I'm going to tell you a story at this point in time. Actually, it was an experiment. Okay, it's not a story, it's an experiment. I'm going to relate that to you, which student did in a primary school. You have the link, you can check the link there. You can see the different, how they have done the experiment. Actually, they took 2 containers. Okay, they put a few seeds in that, same amount of seeds. One container, they label that as love, the other one as anger. Okay, they put the same amount of seeds in both, and then they put the necessary maybe soil and everything. Let me check the chat. Okay, how I'm just checking how do you set it? Maybe if we have time at the end, I'm going to discuss on that, or we can have another session on goal setting as well. Okay, it's a huge topic in itself. It's a very good question. I'm noting that down. Okay, goal setting. Okay, let's come back to our experiment. 2 containers, one label love, one label anger. Let me just mute a few people out there. Please mute yourself. There you are. Okay. Yes. Two containers, label love, label anger, same amount of seeds, the necessary maybe a bit of soil and so on in both, some water. And then they kept it into different, maybe on a table, two different extremities. The one with love, every morning, the kids, the student, they are going to come to this container, they are going to shower this container with love words, so good words. Okay, you are growing, that's wonderful. You appear so lively. Okay, they are sharing good vibes to these seeds, to this container. For the one which is in anger, they are going to say, oh, you're not growing, you are stupid, and things like that. They're going to share anger words with these seeds. So this is what happened after some time. And on the website, you can see the full description. Have a look at the one which is showered with love and the one which is like hit with anger or bad words. Okay, this is what we say growth thrives in conducive environment. So what is happening in your environment? If you want to grow, is the environment around you correct for your growth? Okay, are you putting yourself in a very good environment or not? Let's say if you're always at the, it's not only the bad things. Let's say if you're always at the head of the class, tout à fait sur le premier, puis 190, etc. So every time it's like that. So it's not that you are good. You are good, definitely, but you're in the wrong class. Okay, so you need to change the environment to be able to grow, to be able to go to another level. You need to change the group. You need to change the class. That's what we call streaming. Dans une classe première, on verra qu'on a des trois classes, pas trois classes, seconde, sa troisième. To get the best of these students, to stream it. So they are going to have maybe class, pas standard 4, c'est grade 4. Okay, they're going to have the best student there. And then maybe the average one in another class, and then the one with lower grades. Maybe the way the teachers are going to address the course content to the student are going to be different as well. Okay, but it's like a form of streaming. So it's just like someone is going to create this competition among themselves. Okay, so if you are always at the head, you may be in the wrong class. Okay, so you need to put yourself in a challenging environment. Move, that's what we call, okay, in personal growth, move yourself out of the comfort zone. La perciser, get etc., get Netflix, patati patata. Okay, move yourself out of the comfort zone. It's going to hurt, definitely, but where there is pain, there's growth. Where there's pain, there's growth. Par exemple, si tu traînes ici, tu as le gym. OK, c'est le gym, quand tu viens demain qui gagne. Tu gagnes gizi. No, you're going to feel the pain. The muscles are going to ache. This is what's happening when it's going to ache. Okay, so you're going to say, okay, this is the last time I've gone to the gym. I won't be going again. No, when it is aching, this means that the muscles are growing. So pain is growth. If you don't have pain, you won't have growth. So choose your environment properly. So I'll tell you how to create this environment. We are going to at it. So basically, you have a group of friends. So you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Who is in your inner, because of the inner circle. Okay, so the 5 people is just like a figure. It means 6 as well, or 7. So who do you have in your immediate environment? Who do you have in your inner circle? You are going to be defined. You are going to be the average of these 5 people there. That's why I've told you previously, if you're always topping the class, 100%, 99%, and so on, you need to move to where when you're going to enter this new class, you're going to be 70%. Okay, then you're going to grow. You're going to reach higher, maybe figures and so on later on. But check who is your inner, who form part of your inner circle. Okay, it may be good, it may be bad as well. Donc, Creole n'appellera, it's a wrong connotation in Creole that fréquentation gagne pisse. Okay, so this is who you have if your inner circle is made up of people with bad intentions and so on. So you most probably you're going to be the same type of people. Okay, c'est pas moi qui peux dire, c'est un dicton créole qui peut dire. And then Jim Rohn, the best mentor I think that has ever existed. Okay, so this was a bit about let's have a recap where we are. I think we are on time, 11 o'clock, like 15, we are halfway through. We discuss about leadership and management. What is the definition of leadership? Different levels of leadership. We said leadership is influence. We have seen if we want to grow our leadership, we can grow our influence in different ways, which we are seeing. First thing which we did was growth. We discussed about growth, okay? And we specified a list of maybe laws which you can use to increase your influence, to grow. And then we said, why not discuss about communication? Okay, so what is communication now? We said communication has different facets. Let's have a look at some of these facets which may help you to become a better leader. Let's have a look at the law of connection. Leaders touch a heart before they ask for a hand. Leaders touch a heart before they ask for a hand. So it's not about asking people. If you want, maybe if you want to influence people, what you need to do, what you need to target is to feel the people, if to touch the heart. What is meant by the touching the heart of people? Let's say you are in a working environment. You are giving orders, you are getting someone to do the job for you, and so on. You're trying to be maybe a boss and a leader, a manager in between. But then you need to understand how this person, is everything okay at his place in home? Has he been able to get to the workplace correctly? Has it been traffic jam? So the first thing happening, maybe if he's late, let's maybe the employee gets in, he's 10 minutes late. Instead of scolding him, you are always late. You are always late. Okay, generalizing. This is bad. Okay, so what is going to happen to the morale of this employee? Is going to go down. What is going to be his output for the day? Definitely down. Okay, now if maybe as a leader you can ask, oh, how has it been? Did you meet with any difficulties on the road? Has it been a bit traffic? Okay, is everything okay at home? Maybe his kid was ill and so on. So you are trying to touch the heart. And if you are, maybe he's going to tell you his story, what actually happened. He may even tell you, okay, I watched football last night, but I woke up a bit late, so I'm really sorry for that. So it may be he's going to tell you the truth. And then when you ask this employee to do work for you, it's not going to be like you're imposing things. You're not going to do it in terms of a boss or a manager. It's going to be as a leader, and it's going to be much easier. The output that you are going to get afterward is going to be much, much better. Okay, let's see what Roosevelt said. To handle yourself, use your head. So for you, if you're trying to lead yourself, you need to use your head. But to handle others, use your heart. Okay, if you're trying to lead someone else, you need to use your heart to do that. It's two different things. Okay, at times when we judge ourselves, okay, if I'm judging myself, mon krasen veer, disons. Okay, this is I judge myself based on my intention. Faudrait un enfant krasen veer. Tu pas faire attention. Okay, I'm judging him on his or her action. When I judge myself, I'm judging myself on my intention. But when I'm judging someone else, I'm judging them on their action. Okay, this is wrong. What we need to do is that we need to judge ourselves based on our head. Then when we maybe handle or we judge someone else, we need to use our heart. Give them the, how do you say that? I forgot the correct term, but then we need to give them the, it's missing out, not getting the correct word. Anyway, so we need to use our heart to do that. Let me just check the chat. Benefit of doubt, definitely. Thank you for that, Muhammad. Okay, benefit of doubt, yes. Okay, benefits du doute. This is it about law of connection. Let me just check if I have something else. Okay, again, in terms of connection, as a leader, even though you are the boss, okay, hierarchically, you are the boss, but it is not, you should not like wait for people to connect with you. You, as a leader, you need to go to these people. You need to connect. It's not that you're going down the ladder and so on. No, you need to go down, okay, and be to the same level as your people, and then you're going to connect. You can't connect if you are at this level, the others are at this level, you're going to connect. It's never going to happen. You need to come back to this level, and then you connect. So as a leader, you need to come to the correct level to be able to facilitate this communication and connection. You need to be sincere, definitely. When we are speaking about leadership, it's just about the influence. We are not saying it's good leadership, or good leader or bad leader. There may be good leaders, okay, but the same principle, the principle of leadership is going to be the same. You may be influencing people the wrong way, okay, but it's always leadership. You, as a leader, you need to use these skills correctly in the proper way, okay? So you need to be sincere. You need to focus on the people. It's not your focus on you. It's not focusing on you. It's focusing, always serving. We're going to come back to that. It's always serving. When you choose, when you decide to become a leader, you are not considering your rights. You forego your rights. You say, you need to focus more on your responsibilities. Okay, so when you choose to become a leader, you forego of your rights, and then you focus more on your responsibilities. Okay, you need to believe, you need to focus on people, and you need to believe and create this connection. Okay, okay. Heart of leadership is serving people. So what is a heart? If you check the anatomy of leadership, we need to connect with people. We need to influence. Influence is through connection. But how do we connect? It's about the heart, getting to the heart of like touching these people. This is leadership. Okay. How do you do that? Is by serving people. It's not by being served by people. Okay. Pen Maharaja, probably vice person, not be Maharaja dans le film. Okay. Parce que you won't pay service. It's not about leadership. You need to be serving your people to be regarded as a true leader. Okay. Let's have a look what this says. People don't care how much you know. Tu ne peux pas intéresser connaître qui quantité les autres connaissent, qui quantité vous connaissez, qui bel décret ou non. Until they know how much you care. Because it connect how much really you care for them, then they are going to give you the best of their abilities. They're going to increase your productivity. They're going to work even after normal working hours freely just to complete specific job. Okay. Now the heart of leadership, as we said, serving people is just the same as playing the game of tennis. Okay. Those who understand tennis, leadership is like tennis. If you serve well, you don't lose. Okay. If you know how to serve correctly, okay, you're not going to lose your match. Now we say, okay, but I'm going to serve people, but I am a leader. I'm not getting anything in return. Okay. I'm putting all my effort, all my time, my energy into helping, into serving people, but I'm not getting anything in return. This is where this is going to help you. Okay, if you're, because un peu dans contact de COVID, if you have touched maybe, let's say your left hand, yes, left hand or right hand, you have shook hand with someone who maybe, let's say, not labeling anyone positive, or you may say, okay, maybe he has gone to Vakwa, he has gone to the red zone, I've just shook hand with him. What are you going to do? You are going to go and wash your hand first thing. But if it was your right hand which shook hand, basically, usually, are you going to wash only your right hand? How are you going to do that? You won't be able to do that. You need to use your left hand to do that as well. This is where this comes into place. When the right hand washes the left hand, the right hand gets clean too. No, in our example, it was the right hand. You're willing to wash your right hand. You're using the left hand to wash it. So both hands get clean. So while you're serving people, it's not only serving people, you are getting something. You're being clean as well. You're getting something in return. Okay. Maybe it's not going to be these people who are going to get things for you, the benefits for you. It's the universe ultimately, which is going to, you're building, you're adding value overall to the universe at one point in time. At one point in time, you're going to get these back. But don't, let me just check. Okay, I just got a message from Zoom. Hopefully you're seeing my screen. Okay. Okay. Still in communication, let's discuss about the generation gap. Okay, I've put a picture there of a dada with his kid. Okay, an experiment which was carried out lately was asking maybe the elders, okay, dada, daddy, just with a show of hands, how would you be mimicking someone taking a picture. Okay, the answer was like that. I hope you can see me in the video. It's like this. It's like a square or rectangle, and then the right hand is clicking, just as in the picture. He was using like a conventional camera to take a picture. They did experiment with youngsters. Okay, 4 ans, 5 ans, etc. What did they do? It was like this. Their thumb, they're holding something in their hand, which is their mobile phone, and they are using their thumb to click pictures. So it's only about taking pictures. We have different understanding. We have different ways by which we can show this idea of taking pictures. This is what we call a generation gap. This is one way to explain the generation gap. Okay, so basically from what I get, you are most likely, if I'm considering the student here, you're in generation Z. Okay, it's different, completely different. Maybe if your daddy is still here or nanny, if she wants to go to the bank, he wants to remove her maybe funds to go and buy her things, she wants to be using the ATM. Unless you have like a daddy which have maybe been introduced to these technologies, my nanny would have gone to the teller inside the bank, put the queue, wait for her to go to the teller, the physical teller, the person there, and she's going to remove 300, 400, 500, etc. Okay, but now your parent, he's going to use the ATM machine, automatic teller machine. Okay, instead of going inside the bank, he's going to use the teller machine. Now, your generation, you're not going to even go to the ATM. Basically, I'm just generalizing things here. You're going to use juice, mighty money. Okay, only in terms of payment, how money is going to flow, you have different ways which are going to define your generation. Okay, I'm just maybe generalizing it. Maybe you are still using as student, you're using ATM, but generally, students, they are going to use juice or like electronic means by which to transfer money. Okay, ina kari fait it bakri du soir vanez et fait divali de jazz nani chat etc. fait juice lo mon compte etc. direct. Mais nani soit pas trop comprendre juice c'est le comme faire jus. Anyway, this is about the generation gap. Okay, now still one more thing about the generation gap. I'm going to come back to that in a slide later on. So as for now that you have understood the generation gap, okay, when I'm telling you there is a generation gap, the way we communicate, when we say banking, it rings another bell in the minds of elders, of your parents, and in you. Okay, and when I say maybe taking pictures, it may be something different for these different generations. But you now, as a leader, you need to be able to adapt to these different maybe generations. It's not for the generations. If I was maybe doing a leadership course for this generation, I would request them to adapt to you. But since you are the generation I'm training today, I'm telling you, you need to adapt to these maybe generations. Okay, try to understand what, when they maybe give you an instruction or they're sending you a message, what is meant by this message. Okay, try to go to their level. However, maybe slide coming later on where I'm going to show you there are different spanners. Okay, as a mechanic, you can't use only one spanner, avec la clé numéro 10, to unscrew all the bolts that you have in a car or in an engine. You will need to know this one I need to use la clé 22, la clé 10, la clé 5, etc. You will need to adapt. You need to have the whole toolbox. As a leader, you need to have the toolbox. Then you choose which spanner is going to be more appropriate for this situation. Good. Now, another example. You have our two friends and the boy here, the man, okay, the youngster, he's seeing the ball as dark blue, while the girl, okay, always willing to discuss, to argue, she says that she's seeing the ball as pale blue. Oh, yeah, pale, let's call that pale blue. Who is wrong and who is right? Okay, there's no one who is wrong. They're all seeing it from their own perspective. Both are right in their own perspective. That's why when, as a leader, you are seeing such a situation, it may be maybe a conflict. You can explain that in a conflict. As a leader, you will need to maybe have a helicopter view. Nowadays, which is a term that we use, but you call that a drone view nowadays. A drone, you can use a drone to go on top of the problem. You are not at the same level as the problem. You are on top of the problem and you are seeing both sides of the problems, of the problem. Then you can say, okay, why not turn the ball? And then both are going to see the perspective that the other was seeing the problem or the situation, most likely. Okay, this is another way by which it can help us in our communication. As so you go above the problem, you don't stay to the same level, you need to go up, and then you see a holistic view or helicopter view, or nowadays a drone view of the problems. Okay, so you need to go above the problem as a leader. Okay, and don't know, I remember. So the 7 habits of highly effective people, he puts it as seek to understand before being understood. It's we as a normal person, it's like inborn in us. We always try to impose our understanding on someone else. But here as a leader, I'm telling you, you need to reverse this now. Seek first to understand before being understood. Try to understand what is the view of the other person. Why is he or she behaving like this? Has it been maybe an experience which he or she has had in the past, which is making her or him behave like this? Okay, try to understand what is happening first. Then you try, not impose, but you can say what is your perspective, what is your understanding of this issue. Okay, let's move on. Argument. Better to lose an argument than to break a relationship. We said that leadership is about connection. We are trying to connect with people. And then some argument where we have an ego. Everyone is born with some form of ego. So the ego must go. Okay, so it's better to lose an argument than to break a relationship. So many relationships being broken, being like in bitter situations because of arguments which are maybe futile. Okay, there's no need for having an argument, and people just want to continue their pumping up, okay, mettez in the argument, but ultimately, bottom line, there's nothing maybe concrete about that. Okay, so lose it. Agree to lose it if you're having maybe husband and wife, parent and kids, maybe relationship. Okay, I've lost, so what? Okay, no need for argue. So connect with people in this way. Now let's learn a bit about Chinese. Okay, Ting, we are going to learn about Ting. Let me just break a bit. Okay, good. I don't know whether you knew we are going to learn at least one word of Chinese today, which is Ting, the word for listening or listen in Chinese. So here it is. Okay, so the Chinese has a specific way of representing the word listen, which is Ting in Chinese. So it is made out of different components. First is the ear. We have the king. Okay, so they have a character to represent the ear. They have a character to represent the king. Another character to represent 10 eyes or more. Some books say or more, or even it is interpreted as 100% of the eyes, and then one heart. So basically, for you to be able to listen properly, okay, as per this Chinese word, okay, which is widely used in communication in coaching. So the definition is the best listening is the ones that demonstrate unique focus, okay, and happens with ears, eyes, and heart. So basically, we have an organ, okay, you can call that an organ or a sense. We have the ear, okay, which we use for listening. But then it's not only the ear. We need to listen with our eyes as well, with our heart. And what is king? In this, it's about unique focus. Okay, we are focusing. This is the meaning of how they use king in this conjunction. So basically, we don't only listen with ear. We don't listen with the intent of replying. We listen to understand. Remember our previous slide, understand, look for understanding first before being understood. Okay, try to understand the person first. So how? By listening appropriately. Okay, listen with ear, your eyes, your heart, and focus on the person. Pas du monde n'a pas cause de pays serve. Il get 23 nouveaux cas. Okay, so try to focus on this person. It may be for 1 minute. Okay, it may apply for your kids, it may apply for your friends, it may apply for different relationships that you're having. So how to build this connection is to be able to listen appropriately to the person you're trying to influence, you're trying to build this rapport with. Okay, so at least you have learned. If you have forgotten about growth, personal development, leadership, at least you have learned something about Chinese today. Okay, so I was telling you, now as a leader, there you are. Okay, you're just trying to represent you as this lady. You cannot use only one spanner for different situations, different communication, maybe activities, attempts, circumstances. Okay, you need to use your whole array of spanners, different dimensions. This is a problem. I'm going to use this maybe tool. Another situation, I'm going to use another tool. Remember the generation gap? Okay, people don't understand you on the same, let's say one word, it can mean different things for people in your environment. Okay, and first seek to understand, check the understanding with people. We won't be able to use to go through the communication model where we have feedbacks and so on. But always, if you're giving an instruction, look for feedback as well. That's the people interpret them in the way, and then you can see whether communication has been correct. So bottom line, in terms of communication, you understood it. Then you need to use your tool, different tools appropriate. It's not one size fits all. Good. Let's move to another one, which is about time management. I love time management. I'm actually it has helped me because while I'm telling you in terms, you have seen so many things that you need to learn to develop in terms of communication, in terms of growth and so on. But how I'm going to manage all that, time management is going to help you. Okay, we said goal setting. You need to think about education, maybe relationship, maybe career, maybe religious, different array. We call that the circle of life. And then how are you going to manage all that? It's so much to do in 24 hours. I'm going to give you maybe an overview about important things which can help you as far as time is concerned. So Pickles' jaw theory, I will need your help again. Okay, etc. I have the intention of the confinement, I want to make a pickle. Okay, when I get to all my ingredients, I get my bocal, okay, the jar. I've got my met mang sec, coupé sec, etc. Mon fille get my sel, qui m'a besoin encore. Piment, maybe de l'huile. Moi, ça peut connaître, capable mettre un peu dans a chat box, okay? Different things that I need for faire ça, mais je peux que moi faire ça, moi peux apprendre là. Okay, so basically, so si moi faire mal de diamant, okay? Et ça veut dire moi prends mon pose à ça, moi prends de l'huile moi vide là-dedans. Moi vide Calvin Oranet. Mr. C, thank you. Mehtab, thank you for that. I'm going to take the container. I'm going to fill it first with oil. Then I'm going to add, as Mehtab said, the mustard seeds. Moi, dans mustard seeds in. Après, moi, add, moi, vous ajoutez encore, moi, piment. Ok, un petit peu piment. And then maybe, qui mettait encore là-dedans, on peut trop rappeler, des épices, ok, c'est des épices masala, moi, pensez, on va trop comme ça. Et la dernière layer, safran, mettre ce safran tout là-dedans. And then, du sel, nous mettons ce du sel. Dernière layer, nous prenons nous mangue, nous mettons là-dedans, n'est-ce pas? Is it the correct way? Que je vais mettre du sel. Ok? Dernière layer, nous mettons nous mangue, etc. Is it the correct way of doing pickles? That's all. Donc, ça qui a un petit fait, non. Normalement, nous besoin mettre nous. Okay, that's very good. I think the all should become exactement une fille débordée. C'est qui nous gagne quand nous gagne. This is what happens when we plan our time differently. Okay, ça veut dire nous plan nous bandes affaires qui nous fait in everyday life. Nous fait tout un petit petites affaires. Ok, un petit petites affaires inutiles. Check ici, check là-bas, battre. Ok, faire les temps aussi. Okay, this is what we are the way I've explained my pickle jar. how I'm going to prepare the pickles. Après, une fête des autres, de une fan partout. Ça veut dire, you, attends-moi mettre ce premier slide là. 1/3 of our time is spent in non-value adding activities. OK? On vient de faire tout plein d'autres affaires et que c'est tout plein qui est important. Nous mettre de l'huile là-haut, nous mettre la crème moutarde, nous mettre piment, nous mettre 10 sel, que ça met 10 sel, etc. Ça, c'est des affaires qui pas trop important. This is how, so basically, if we put that analogy now in terms of time management, our jaw, quand les planètes, ça veut dire que the jaw, the volume of it is 24 hours that we have. Nous 24 heures tant qu'il y a d'un jour. It is our job. One ingredients we are going to pour in is activities that we are going to put into those 24 hours. We can't go beyond that if we play the jam on it. So we need to start with the value adding activities first, not the will. Okay, so basically we need to look for those important activities. Remember, how do we get these activities now? Our goal setting, we know what is our goal. We know what needs to be done to be able to achieve these. These are our main gros manque nous couper nous mettre sec. We add these first in our job. Quand il presque plein, là nous add c'est pas banti deuxième activities which are maybe secondary activities. On va mettre masala par exemple, etc. Dernier layer, nous mettons du sel, dernier layer, nous mettons de l'huile là. OK, là, nous pouvons arriver là-haut, là, nous disons, OK, nous finissons gain nous sol, une full net. This is how you can maximize in terms of your time. OK, évidemment, oui, maybe, ça, généralement, OK, moi, pas faire, moi, spend my time very good, moi. 1/3 of our time is spent, no, moi, all my time is value adding. OK, let's have a look. Statistics says that average people spend 8 years and 4 months watching TV. Je traduis en créole. 8 ans, 4 mois, du vont prendre de votre lifetime watching television. Beaucoup, hein, 8 ans. Si nous vivons à peu près 70 ans average, un tiers à nous dormir. Quand 60 ans, un tiers, 20 ans, nous dormir, il reste 40 ans. Dans 40 ans, 8 ans, nous prenons pour la télévision. Ça veut dire, un cinquième, nous l'étang, active life, et télévision. 8 low, 40. Okay, and most of these time, I think 1/3 or 1/4 of that when watching television, pas Netflix, on va dire television, canal, réseau satellite, etc. It is about publicity. Okay, up to you to do the mathematics. The average female, sorry for that, girls, the average female will spend 287 days of their life riffling through their wardrobe. Qui robe me pas mettre là? What I'm going to wear? De hamoya ça banat trouve que ça là la première famille là, c'est moi besoin choisir une autre robe, moi besoin de c'est là. So, if you add all these time together, it's going to represent 287 days of your life. Encore ça, vous dire ouais, man, tu viens par attends, it's going to come your turn. Okay, boys, now the average man spends nearly 40 minutes per day staring at women. That is equivalent to 11 months and 11 days, nearly 1 year, when they are aged between 18 and 50 years. Après ça, on cause parité, on va connaître avant on cause parité. So, in between 18 and 50 years, you spend approximately 1 year just staring at women. Okay, c'est tout. On va vous aucun commentaire plus qu'il y a. Et Naki, ça peut just average. Naki would on the extreme, on one extreme, the highest extreme as well. So these are just to show you, just it's a bit comical. It's just sharing a few jokes, but these are statistics. Okay, you need to know what is important for you, and you need to start your day. You need to plan your day. There's a book Brian Tracy wrote that about eat your frog. Okay, we call that a frog and vilain crapaud. Okay, if you need to eat it, this is maybe your goal. You need to eat it. Eat it first thing in the day, at breakfast itself. Première chose de moi, pas dire, je me garde pour dîner de. No, eat it right at the beginning. Quand vous mettez dans votre pot, mettez votre gros bout, pas un gros bout, mangue qu'ils ont coupé, mettez dans le soleil, mettez dans pour là avant. So eat the frog right for breakfast. Okay, this is a pickles jaw theory. Next one, I think Mehtab attended this one last. I don't know whether you were present in our time management. But have you seen a lion in a circus? Lion and the tamer. You have a lion and a tamer. So how is the tamer able to tame the lion? Qui est là sur la main, qui aide lui, qui est là sur, qui utilise la vie? What is the tool that he's going to use to be able to tame the lion? Okay, you can use a chat. Most probably you will say it's a whip. The eyes, maybe Silendra, okay, the eyes, and Marie operating condition, okay. Most likely, if you have attended such a show, okay, it would be the whip, okay. The whip là, it is only for the show. The whip is only for the show, okay. Fait à part, it's going to be like appear to be frightening, okay. So the sound is going to make, but then this is not the most important tool for the tamer. It's about the chair or the stool. Okay, you see, he is pointing the chair, the reverse part, that is, the legs are pointing towards the lion. What's happening at this specific moment? The lion is seeing 4 legs of the stool coming in his direction. And he's trying to focus on one of them. But you see, it has 4 legs coming in. He's not able to focus on any one. What happens at this specific time? The lion is taken with some form of paralysis. And this paralysis makes it easy to be tamed. Same for us now. Okay, when we are focusing on different activities. Okay, one activity can be one leg, can be one activity. So you have 4 activities which you are trying to focus on. And then what's happening to you? You lose all your, maybe your strength, and you become maybe fearful, you appear weak, and you are not able to proceed. This is what happens when you don't focus. Okay, how to focus now? Multitasking, like exactly. So you may be able to do it if you're trying to do 4 things at a time, but then you're not going to do it at your most optimum productivity level, most effectiveness level. You may be able to do that, but if you do that, focusing one at a time, then you're going to, that is going to happen much easier for you. You're going to get absolutely bigger results. Okay, so the results are going to be outstanding. Okay, so it's all about focusing. Okay, and now I'm going to show you maybe one of the most powerful rules, maybe principle, which I see have been invented in this way, have been maybe drafted in this way, is the Pareto principle, which we call the 80-20 or the 20-80 rules. That is getting maximum results with minimal effort. Okay, so there was Pareto. Maybe you can read about Pareto. He was an Italian guy. Okay, he actually did a research to see that, okay, 20% of the wealth of Italy, dans l'Italie, 20% of the wealth, no, 80% of the wealth, 80% des richesses en Italie, actually belong to 20% of people in Italy. 20% de l'Italie, tu as 80% richesse. That's what we call 2080. Okay, this was his finding. He repeated that in different European countries, and he found out that this is true as well there. Okay, 20% of people, maybe in UK, had 80% of the wealth of UK. Same in different countries as well. Then there were other researchers who tried to repeat that in different maybe areas, different fields. Okay, and it worked out to be true. For instance, okay, basically the expectation is that if you have 20%, if you give 20% of your time, you're going to get 20% of output. If you give 40% of your time, you're going to get 40% of output. It is a linear relationship. This is what we expect. But unfortunately or fortunately, reality says that if you are able to select this 20% of input, okay, which can give you 80% of output, this is what we apply Pareto principle. So Pareto principle says that you can achieve 80% of output by using only 20% of input. Okay, it's a broad rule which is used in marketing and so on. I'm going to show you a few maybe examples. You all have your mobile phone. You have so many contacts. Just count how many contacts you have. You may be having maybe hundreds, thousands of contacts, but 80% of your phone calls go to only 20% of the names in your contact list. That's why we have a list of favorites. Okay, we have a contact, yes, but maybe we have never talked to them using your phone and so on. You have their contact, but most of the calls you are passing through your phone goes to 20%. You are using only 20% of your contact. When you go to McDonald's as well, 80% of the meals in a restaurant or in an outlet, food outlet, come from 20% of the menu. That's why if you're ordering a Big Mac, you're going to get it quicker. If you're looking for something else which people don't usually order from the menu, it's going to take much more time. Okay. Again, in supermarket, it appears in everyday life. So 20% of people actually causes 80% of the problems. And road accidents as well, 20% of specific road cause 80% of road accident. So it has been used to explain practically everything, not practically everything, but a lot of things in life. There's a paper which has been published to be able to explain the marriage and divorce in terms of Pareto. They have used Pareto to explain the high rate of divorce nowadays. I won't have time to cover that today, but you can read on that again. So how can we now use Pareto principle? You need to choose these. So you have a lot of activities. We said you want to achieve this, and so on. You need to choose these 20% of activities which are going to give you 80% of satisfaction, 80% of outcomes. It's not easy, but you will need to be able to understand what is these 20%. Okay, in terms of revision for your classes as well, no need to learn 100% of the syllabus to be able to pass the exam. If you're able to pinpoint only these 20% part of the syllabus which are going to be maybe useful for you for the exam, you can achieve 80% for the exam. How to do that? This is another maybe training which we can do. Okay, so last part now we have the brosse and tableau of different facets of leadership. Now let's get started. I told you it is only at the last stage that we are going to get started. How, where, when to start. Okay, so everyone wants to be successful until they see what it actually takes. So being a leader, going for success, it's good, yes, but it's going to be painful as well. We said that, I think we have it in the next slide. This is when we are going to introduce law of pain. Good management of bad experiences. Everyone has bad experiences. Some are different level, okay? But if you manage these bad experiences, we learn from this bad experience, we learn from failures, we learn from mistakes, it's going to be more beneficial for us in terms of experience. So good management of bad experiences lead to great growth, because if we have done something wrong, at least we know we should not be doing this that way. If we repeat it, then it's not about it being a mistake, it's something else, which I won't mention. Okay, let's say you have a pencil, it breaks into two. This is like a bad experience. But then you can still make it like free pencil, or you can have free ways by which you can write. Okay, this is how you can manage bad experience. So just a small example for you. I didn't know whether I was having a doubt whether to include the law of legacy in this slide because you are young, but I said, okay, let's at least touch on this phenomenon, which is a law. So what do you want to leave behind? Okay, when you leave this earth, okay, this planet and so on. Okay, what is your life sentence? Maybe it's time for you to start thinking about it if you have not done so since now. Okay, what is your life sentence? What is your purpose in life? So write a statement, each and every one on your own, a statement summarizing the goal and purpose of your life. Okay, I repeat it, a statement summarizing the goal and purpose of your life. So basically, it is said that there are two great days in a person's life. First one, the day you were born, and the second one, the day you discover why you were born. This is the purpose. Why are you here on this earth? Okay, what do you want to achieve ultimately in life? So it started, I want to. Then you write what comes after. What do you want people to see at your funeral? Okay, you are basically, I've just found this, that during our lifetime, we are just trying to see who we want to invite to our funeral. This is connection. You are connecting with people, and ultimately we are just trying to see who is going to come to our funeral at the end of the day. Okay, but what do you want people to say on the day of your funeral? What has this what has this person done for the benefit of society? Okay, maybe a slide which was a bit doubtful about whether I should introduce it, but I think that you are grown up enough to start thinking about it now, because you need to define your goal in life. You need to define your purpose in life. Okay, life is 10% of what happens to you. Everyone, as I mentioned, are going to have difficulties, are going to meet with maybe mistakes, are going to fail. So life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. So how you react to such a situation is going to define your leadership, is going to define who you're going to become, is going to define your success. Okay, very good. All that very good. Okay, we have said so many good things today. Okay, maybe you are noting a few things, maybe you are thinking about, okay, yes, that's appear to be good and so on. But then what needs to be taken? A small story. There was a guy, okay, he woke up in the morning, and this storm, okay. He woke up in the morning, he did his prayers, he said, God, please let me win the lottery. 10 millions, pas 100 millions. Let me win the lottery. Okay, he goes to work, tantôt il retourne la case, avant il a dormi, God, please let me win the lottery. Deuxième jour, il y allait, troisième jour, il y allait, pendant son lifetime. 60 ans, voilà, he dies. He goes to God, he said, God, I've asked you every day, night, morning and night, to please let me win the lottery. You didn't make me win the lottery. God dit, at least if you have bought the lottery, I would have given you, I would have made you win the lottery. So it's about action. You need to take action, not only asking, not only thinking about it. You need to take action. The first action needs to be on your part. Okay, buy the lottery. I'm not telling you to go and buy a lottery. It's just a story to put you into movement. Start doing things. Remember, if you start doing 1.01% every day, increasingly, what will be the effect? What will be the compounding effect afterwards? So action on your part. Okay, and then you have importance moment in life, and then you have you. When opportunity comes and you're not prepared, it's often too late. You may still be saying, okay, I want to take action, but I'm not ready yet. I'm going to wait maybe for next year. I'm going to be ready next year. But it may happen that in the meantime, opportunity are coming or knocking on your doors. When opportunity comes to you and you're not prepared, it's too late. Okay, it is said that some people say it's luck. He's so lucky, this guy. No, luck is 90% intentional. You have prepared for that. It is 10% accidental. Yes, you were present as a correct guy as a correct place. Yes, 10%. But then you were prepared for that opportunity when it comes. So this is what is luck ultimately. Then you say, okay, I may fail. I'm afraid of failures. De l'endroit, etc., de la famille, etc. When the small kid, or the baby, let's call it, the baby is trying to walk, premier coup, il tombe, patin, il tape sur la tête, etc. Ok, il pleurait. Son maman qui dit, ok, le mettre ce nom, c'est pas Paul. Ok, Paul, this is the last time you are learning to walk. Stop it because you may be injured. Okay, don't have a go at it again. Don't repeat it. Don't learn how to walk. It's too dangerous to hurt yourself. No, go at it again. Repeat it until and unless you learn how to walk. Same for us when we are making mistakes. We rise again. Okay, we go at it again, until we achieve our ultimate aim. Our goal, remember our goal setting? We need to reach this destination. We go at it, we fall down, we get back on track, and we achieve our dreams. With cookie Michael Johnson in here, I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. 9,000 fois une rate shot de basketball. I've lost almost 300 games, 300 matchs l'in perdu sur la vie Saint-Michel. 26 times, 26 fois, I've been entrusted to take the game-winning shot. Daniel a 95 meeting and penalty. On va dire Fernandez and penalty. 90 minutes, 95 minutes. 26 fois, il raté. Quand il y a plus, mais 26 fois, il donne à sens là, penalty au 95e minute, il raté 26 fois. Game-winning shot. I've failed over and over again in my life. That's why I succeed. Comment Kinjeha, c'est ça monsieur là, c'est Michael Jordan, 6 times NBA champion with the Chicago Bulls, and acclaimed the greatest basketball player of all time. What about you? Okay, now I think there was a question on goal setting and so on. I have been able to cover different topics, but if still you're not able to collect, you're not able to understand these properly, this is where maybe you need some form of coaching. I've got my coach has got his coach as well. Basically, people need coaches, okay, to be able to go from one place to another, at least to kickstart. And if you are still having some problems, you know how to contact me. We can work on how to do your goal setting, how to take you from one level to another. We can work on that. Okay, so a summary of what we have been seeing today. We have been able to define leadership. I hope I've been able to add value to you in terms of leadership, checking your understanding about leadership, providing a good definition of leadership, comparing that with management. Second was about growth. Okay, we discussed about the need for growth, how to grow, how to set our goal. Third was about communication. We discussed different facets of communication. Remember, you have different tools, different spanner that you need to be using for different occasions. The communication gap, seek to understand before being understood, and things like that. Time management, faire ça. And then the lion tamer, focus. Okay, laser focus. I call that laser focus on specific items that are so important for you. And then Pareto principle. I've not been able to dwell too much on Pareto principle due to time, okay, time management, but read on that, it's so powerful, time management, Pareto principle. And then we discuss about ways by which you can get started. And definitely you're going to, it may happen that you fail, you meet with difficulty, but fail is first attempt in learning. Okay, you need to go beyond that, beyond these failures, and see success. So that was it from me. I've taken maybe 8 more minutes from the allocated time. Thank you for being so participative. I like your interaction in the chat, and I just hope that I've been able to share a few important things for you. So as I said at the beginning, no need for you to put all these into practice. It would be definitely, ultimately so good, ideal, I would say, but then look for only one, at least one idea which you can pick from what we have discussed today and put that into practice, and you will see the change. This is my word for you, my promise. Just put only one into practice and you will see how things are going to change. Remember, for things to change, you need to change. For things to improve, you need to improve. So that was it from me. Maybe we can have the last word from the organizer. Thank you for being present and for sharing this platform with me.
Thank you, Mr. Ismael, for giving us time from your busy schedule. Really a very fruitful session, and hope that students present here and those who will watch it become the leaders of the future. Some important points that I have noted is that small daily improvements compounded is very important. The secret of success is our daily routine, and many more. The workshop will be available online so that if someone thinks it is the right time to become a leader, so he must watch this talk. Once again, sir, thank you for making the workshop successful, and we hope that we will have more talks such as on goal setting and many others. Thank you everyone for your presence, and stay home and stay safe. See you soon in the university, and hope that we can organize this workshop at the university itself one day. Thank you.
Thank you everyone. Thank you, organizers. I think all participants need to thank the organizers for choosing such an interesting topic. As I told you, I got leadership skills. I learned about leadership a few years back, but this has helped me so much. So at a young stage, you're learning, you're getting these golden nuggets. So use these appropriately, and believe me, it's going to change your life. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. And I'm going to share the link later on with you. Take care, everyone. See you.